Hey y'all, good morning, good morning. I'm actually on my way to work. Y'all can come ride with me till I get there. It's gonna be about like a 25-minute drive. So I'm gonna talk to y'all all the way there. But like I said, good morning. I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about right now. I'm trying to bag back and get out this doggone parking space. So give me a moment, y'all. Trying to get out this parking space so I can actually drive. All right, there we go. This morning, well, I guess this morning while getting dressed, just about life in general, just looking back at some of the things new, I guess I put it that way, back when I was younger, and I didn't, of course, but that's all right. But like I said, definitely I want to share some of the things with y'all, because I'm sure we can have a conversation about it, because I'm sure that some folks can identify with them as well. I'm pretty sure. I don't have a list, of course. Like I said, I'm driving, so I'm just gonna come on top of my head as it always does. But the first thing is well, I'm at the generation, I'll be 50 soon in a few months. So in our generation, or growing up, we were always told that a job, go to school, get a job, get a good job, and of course retire from that job, and live your life, have the happiest life, I guess, when you retire. I put it that way. And what I can say is that I've seen several people retire from jobs since I've been working a job. I guess and I can tell you, there is no golden. Well, I think folks back in the day used to get golden watches or something, or a watch or a plaque or something when they worked so many years in the field or whatever, retiring from a job. But yes, while I've seen a plaque or a certificate or that kind of thing, that doesn't mean anything when you start your life after retirement. Majority of the time, what I've seen, actually, well, I can't say 100% of the time because I don't know everybody in this world, but the people that I know that have retired or they had a job, or even clients, once they retire, it's like, okay, what is there to do next? It's not a happy moment unless you create those things. And what I've also noticed is that your income shifts drastically. While you were getting those 2 paychecks per month, your retirement benefits may only be just one of those paychecks a month. And like I said, from just seeing folks that have retired, I'm like, okay, what's the big deal about retirement? Why aren't we living our life way before retirement? I guess that's the point I want to get to. Because I'm like, I've seen people retire, like I said, I can't say very unhappy. Yes, they're happy. They don't have a job. They ain't got to go to 9 to 5, follow nobody else's rules. I put it that way, and so I guess in so many words. But their income drastically reduces. Unless you've had a specific job with a specific pension, most people don't have that. Most people got, at least 85% in this country don't even get about $2,000 or $3,000 worth of retirement every month, if that. What is it called? Social Security, I mean. And they may have a retirement pension, is what I meant to say. Like I said, a lot of folks, I don't know if everybody has a house they've already paid for, but a lot of folks probably don't. Probably still renting or paying a mortgage. How the hell you go? The way I'm looking at things, I'm like, okay, how you gonna pay your bills with half of the payment you was already getting every month? And then others I've known have, of course, health have drastically reduced. They've had heart attacks, they've had strokes, they've had other health issues, diagnosed with dementia, all types of things going on. Or they became a caregiver for their older parents. And they can't even live the life that they wanted to live after retirement. And I'm just like, okay, what was the point of people telling us to do that? And they people still, I'm sure parents still tell their children that, which is not bad, to go to school, get a job. Yes, have that foundation. But what I know now, like I said, what I wish I'd have known years ago is that I need to increase my business skills. I should have been networking with folks in business, I guess I put it that way. To, of course, learn, even if I didn't have a business to start at that time, back when I first started my first job, at age 21 and a half, I should have at least figured out, well, I didn't even know I could even create a business back then, to be honest. That didn't come maybe like the last 10 years or so, but I mean, I had no idea actually. But if I would have had an idea, if I would have had people in my life that, of course, had businesses or that type of thing, I would have been more curious about it. I guess I put it that way. No, I don't regret that I didn't know. But I'm just like, man, if I would have known back then, what could I have created by now? I'm just like, wow, that is the craziest thing. And like I said, I just think back, and like I said, just thinking about how our kids or this generation knows that yes, you can have a job and that kind of thing, but they also know they can create other things on the side to create another stream of income. And like I said, I don't know how many people knew this back when, well, I guess back in the 90s, and I didn't know this back in the 90s and early 2000s, or well, yeah, because that's when I graduated high school and college, but I didn't know that at all. I'm just like, okay, I had no idea. I know we didn't have all the technology we have today either. We didn't have I think when I went to college, Facebook was just starting. Actually, it was only for us college students, because that's when I started this Facebook. It was a long time ago, probably 20 years ago, I'm sure. Because like I said, I had it back when I was in college, and that's where I got mine from. But I had no idea what it was growing into, because I was so focused on my schoolwork and stuff. I wasn't thinking about no Facebook or nothing else. Trying to connect with somebody in another college and all this. So I'm just like, okay, ain't at the college of girls. But now I understand the significance. I guess I put it that way. I'm like, wow, like I said, definitely, like I said, just thinking back, I'm like, I wish I would have known that. But like I said, it's never too late. But of course, we know that those who gain knowledge firsthand, the first people to, of course, to do something, they normally have a better chance of creating the community or whatever it is that they're trying to create, the business or whatever it is. And that's not to say that folks who create it afterwards can't get a business or can't get sales or whatever the case is. That is not the case. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying those early adapters to different online social media platforms, and to social media itself, to Facebook itself back when it first started, online, AOL, all that kind of stuff. We know all those early adapters, those are the ones who are doing the best out of everybody, from what I've researched and from what I've read as well. Like I said, it ain't late for nobody else. I'm just saying that's just something I've noticed. And I'm like, man, like I said, I know, like I said, that's just one thing. It's just thinking about that. And also just noticing another thing. Well, I guess something that goes along with that. So I'll just stick on what I was talking about as far as jobs and knowing things from social media, whatever it is. But another thing I'm thinking about, of course, like I said, growing up, they with the jobs and get job, I guess go to school, get a job, that kind of thing, wanting us to put all of our all into a job. When I know, as I've worked the jobs, that the jobs don't really care about us like that. They care about the job being done, yes. They always care about that. But I've seen people fired in a day, fired in 5 minutes, actually, after they got to work. People fired for no reason because they said something that somebody did not agree with, that was higher up. I guess I put it that way. I've seen all kind of craziness. And what I know now is that we have to have another stream of income somewhere. Or streams, if we can create streams, if we're able to and can do so. Like I said, it wasn't available back when I was, like I said, back in the 90s that I knew of. I'm pretty sure it was there. I just didn't know it because nobody in my neighborhood had a business or had any streams of income besides either a job, food stamps, Section 8, all those types of things. Selling drugs, that was it. And like I said, what I know now is that we cannot put all of our eggs into one basket. And like I said, now we have the opportunity to create other streams of income, whether that's a content creator, or whether one of these social media platforms, whether you're selling products, affiliate programs, whether you're doing TikTok shop, because I'm doing that as well. No matter what it is you're doing, like I said, of course, I've baked, of course, baking cakes and cookies and all this. Like I said, that's a stream of income. Whatever hobby, not hobbies. It depends on the hobby and whether it's actually a business, and whether you can create a business out of it. But still, we have the opportunity now to create multiple streams of income, and it does not have to be always physical labor work. It can be online making money, as long as you know the ins and outs of it. I guess I put it that way. But it's definitely possible. Like I said, just thinking about these things, like I said, not say I wish we'd have had that years ago. They probably did. I just didn't know about it. But like I said, definitely. And I know we didn't have online, all that kind of stuff until, like I said, really until the early 2000s. But just thinking back, like, man, what kind of, like I said, I guess the world that we're living in now, AI and all this stuff going on, ChatGPT, Claude, whoever the world you look at for AI and stuff like that. And I'm just like, man, all the stuff that we can learn now, I guess I put it that way as well. All the stuff we can learn, in 5 minutes. We can type in the ChatGPT or Claude, how to start a business in so-and-so industry. It'll give us a whole bunch of things. Of course, they can give us those things, but we still gotta, of course, get out here and do it. But I'm just saying that knowledge is now readily available, that we don't have to listen to what our past generation has said to us as far as jobs go. Jobs and making it your all, and once you retire, you of course start living your life and enjoying your life. I'm at the point, like I said, I'll be 50 in a few months, and I've been trying my best to take trips and trying to live my life now, because I see how life can be after you retire. I have caregivers as clients right now who are caring for somebody that has, majority of them have dementia, have strokes, have Parkinson's, all types of stuff going on. They thought once they retire too, they're going to be living their life and traveling, doing all this stuff. And that is not the case for none of them. I worked at a home health agency before this, almost 6 years, working with those direct clients who were actually receiving the services, telling me the same thing. Don't wait to live your life now. They told me that every time I went to their house. Like I said, that's one thing I picked up along the way. And I'm like, what are folks thinking about? At least in my mind, what are folks thinking about? Get out here and live your life. Get out here and travel now. You don't know how in the world your life gonna look after you retire. You can have a stroke, nobody knows. You become a caregiver, then what? You be a caregiver 10, 20 years, then what? You have no life after that. Get out here and live your life now, y'all. Like I said, that's why I'm trying to build the life that I can only imagine at this present time. That's why I keep trying to push myself to different things and to make all these changes and that kind of thing. It ain't just for fun, no. If it was, I mean, it's not really fun. But I mean, I know that at the end, I'm going to have something that's going to create the fun and in a life that I want to see. To create the thing I'm working for every day to create my income with, that's making my soul happy. That's telling me that this is what you should have been doing. I guess I put it that way. All the things that I've always wanted to do, of course, like I said, I'm trying to try those things, regardless as to whether they're a failure or not. Those failures always help me learn. I don't care what it was. I may be pissed off and upset in that moment, ready to just say hell with it all and just throw everything away. But of course, once I calm down and think about what's going on and what I call myself losing, or failure, or I guess are failing with, then I can figure out that lesson. Like I said, I've had many of part-time businesses, I guess home-based businesses, I put it that way. Some of y'all, well, I guess my Facebook page, y'all have seen probably all of them. The coaching, the candy bouquets, the cookie business, the cake business, well, I guess baking business. What else? I was a lifestyle manager, I think it was, like I guess helping you like design, I guess like your life and organize your life and that kind of thing. Some of y'all may have seen that. That was very short-lived. I put it that way. But like I said, definitely I've had all types of businesses, or things I call businesses. I put it that way. And most of them made money, of course. Well, I ain't gonna say most. The candy and the baking definitely made money. It wasn't enough to, of course, buy a house, but it definitely made money. But the candy bouquets and the baking, sweets and treats, that all made money. But of course, the other things did not. I put it, not at all. I think I may have sold one thing in the online businesses I was trying to create, online and well, whatever. The lifestyle business and the coaching business I was trying to create for years. And I'm like, okay, still, with all those failures, the things that I did not win at, I guess I put it that way, I still learned some things along the way to, of course, take with me into something else. Like I said, it wasn't all a loss. I may have thought about it at that time, like I spent all these years doing this, doing that. I'm like, no, yeah, I did. But it definitely was working on me. I guess I put it that way as well. Teaching Janetta some things, some inner things, I put it that way too. And helping me, of course, on my healing journey, and my self-care journey, I guess I put it that way as well. And my self-awareness journey. It was definitely helping me with those things. Whether I saw them then or not, it definitely hit me with those things. And of course, business skills, marketing skills, advertising skills. Y'all can't tell y'all how many business books I've read. I have no idea. I got a whole, I probably can show y'all all these books at home one day, and I probably will. But I read many of business books, sales books, marketing books, psychology of sales, like I said, marketing, guerrilla marketing. I read all these books, y'all, seriously. It's probably about 50 books. I don't know how many books, but it's a whole lot of books. How to, of course, create a cult-like following. I read all these types of books that in those kind of genres. I put it that way. All business. And like I said, I learned something that I can carry on now in my life and in my business as well. Even though I'm not creating the same coaching business or that type of thing, I'm still carrying those things into my days now. I put it that way. So I'm still having to go back and do some of the beginning work. But still in all, like I said, I learned something from those businesses. And I know that, like I said, that nowadays we have to have another stream of income. And yes, I'm working on some streams right now. I guess I put it that way. But like I said, and I've gotten a few dollars from the streams I'm working on. And they millions and thousands, no. But like I said, I've gotten a few dollars. Definitely a few dollars from 2 different platforms, actually. And I'm like, okay, I know if I can make $10, I can make double that. And I know if I make double that, $20, I know I can make double that. I just have to put in the work to do so. And like I said, we ain't had these opportunities. At least I didn't know these. Well, we didn't have internet and stuff like that when I was growing up anyway. But we didn't have these opportunities back in the day at all. Like I said, yeah, you work that job until you retire from that job. And some folks, of course, may have baked cakes on the side, which I knew folks baking cakes and stuff like that. But it wasn't like a full-fledged business. I put it that way. Well, I guess as I look at it now, I guess it was a full-fledged business. I just didn't realize that at the time, actually. I only knew one person doing that. So, I mean, it wasn't a whole lot. But they were mainly giving the cakes away, and every once in a while I was selling them. So that really wasn't to me a business. But I mean, it is a business. They did sell something. So that was good. That taught me some things too. Because I mean, I've sold stuff in my baking business as well. So then, of course, like I said, gave me that knowledge that you can, I guess I can bake something with the skill that I have and sell something. I guess I put it that way. But like I said, y'all, I had no idea where this video was going to go this morning. I just know that, like I said, this is something that I was just thinking about. Just thinking about how we were told to get the job, retire, and live our life. I'm telling y'all, don't wait for that. Live your life now and create the most income that you can make now, because you have no idea how your life is going to look after you retire. You have no idea. And like I said, I see the other end. I've been seeing the other end of this for the past 10 years. And how that looks when people retire, and how it looks when they're wanting to travel and do all this stuff and they can't. All the clients I work with, that's exactly their story. Whether it was health issues, or they're caring for somebody else. And it's just like, okay, live your life now, y'all. You don't have to wait for retirement to I guess, to take your first trip. What are y'all waiting on? You don't have to wait for that. I know people told us that, yeah. My question is, looking at those people that told you that, how's it working out for them? That's what I always think about. How is it working out for them? Looking at what the people that told you, your parents, your environment, whoever it was, family, friends, how is it working out for them waiting until they retire to live a life? And granted, I have an auntie. She retired. They do travel a lot, actually. Cruising all the time. I don't think this year they've taken maybe like 1 or 2 trips maybe, but like I said, they usually take 5 or 6 cruises, all these trips, going to Vegas, doing all this stuff every year. And they're in their 70s and 80s. So I do know somebody who is, and my partner's mom, she's in her 60s, maybe low, like I think she's in her 60s, maybe early 70s. Out here living her life too, traveling and stuff like that. May not be all the time she's retired. Like I said, I don't know many who are living like that. The majority I know, those are 2 people that I know personally, but the majority that I know, they're not living their life like that. And everybody that I've talked to, clients and other people, they will tell you to live your life now. Don't wait until you retire. Live it now. And so I'm just telling y'all the same thing, y'all. I have put myself up here at work, actually. But like I said, I just wanted to share that word with y'all this morning, because I know somebody out there needed to hear this. I don't care what field you're working in. I'm a social worker. 27 years and a few months. I don't care what field you're working in. There's always room for growth in another area that you all have always loved to do. Doing something that you love and that brings you joy. Even if it's talking on video, that can bring you money too at some point. Even if it's creating blankets, sewing blankets or crocheting, whatever it is, something that you have always loved to do, whether it's speaking, whatever it is. Baking, making clothes, doing hair, doing makeup, whatever it is. Those things do make money. I've seen the like I said, people doing that online, so I know what the possibilities are. I definitely know what the possibilities are. But that doesn't mean that I can create the same income in the same way that they did. I'm a totally different person with a totally different set of skills than they have. And that we have to understand too. Just because those people made millions and thousands off their gift or whatever it was, we're going to have a different journey. Everybody's going to have a different journey. I'm telling y'all that, and I'm telling myself that too, because I have to remember that. So I won't be upset when I keep seeing somebody making millions. I'm like, I'm doing better than they doing, but I ain't making no money. I ain't making this amount of money, whatever it is. I have to know that as well. So I'm telling y'all and telling myself. So y'all, like I said, I got to get my butt into this office to start work this morning. What time is it actually? Okay, to start work this morning. But like I said, I definitely hope that somebody was able to take something from this video this morning. So I know times are hard right now for a lot of people. And a lot of things going on in this world, including a war. And it's affecting all of our pockets, I'm sure, at this present time. Especially if a job is the only business that you have that's creating money for you. Yes, I'm definitely grateful for my job, thankful for my job. My job is my first investor into my businesses. Into the companies I've created or businesses I've created in the past, my job was my first investor. Was able to, of course, buy the ingredients I needed, buy the supplies I needed, and get other equipment that I needed as well to, of course, run that business or run those businesses that I've had. And the one I have right now too is my first investor, and I'm definitely grateful for that. Whether I like the job or not anymore, that does not make a difference. It's still an investor into what I'm trying to create that's going to bring me joy and make my soul happy. And I want the same for you too. I know it's possible. So y'all, like I said, don't wait to live your life. Start living your life now. And like y'all, like I said, I'm gonna get off here. I got to go into the office this morning. But start living your life now, y'all. Peace out, y'all. I'm sending y'all some hearts. Like I said, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments, what thing have you always wanted to do that you have never done yet? Let me know in the comments. Again, y'all, I'm sending y'all hearts of love. Peace out, fam. Have a good one.